She will not tolerate disrespect. She stopped chasing those who never chose her. She stopped settling.
Figuring out my shit. I'm not perfect, don't wanna be, but I'm perfectly me.
Hi angels, it's Miss Cam. I talk about self-growth and self-love on my channel. If you have been my subscriber, welcome back in this video. However, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload, and please subscribe and like the video. Alright, so today we're going to talk about self-love. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to love yourself. Welcome back, angels. In this video, we're going to talk about self-love. I'm going to motivate you to love yourself and appreciate and value yourself. So what is self-love? Self-love is very dangerous when a woman learns how to do it to herself. When a woman starts loving herself, she starts to value herself. She starts to understand her worth. She will not tolerate disrespect. She stopped chasing those who never chose her. She stopped settling for almost or maybe. And that's the start when they fear you. Not because you are cold-hearted, okay? Not because you don't have feelings, but because you have freedom from people pleasing. So you start pleasing yourself as well, pleasing for the glory of the Lord. Okay? You start doing things for yourself and to glorify the Lord. So self-love is not being selfish. It's about understanding your worth and your value as a woman. Okay, this video focuses to women that needs to understand their worth and to value themselves and to start focusing to evolve, okay? Because obviously, growth is part of self-love. Not only a part of self-love, but it is the branch, the head of self-love. When you grow, you learn to understand your life and you learn to value yourself as well as your journey. Okay, so let me just give you a little bit peek about self-love. All right. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Everything is falling apart. Okay, going back. Self-love is a journey, not a destination. It's about embracing who you are. Okay, it's about embracing who you are as well as your flaws, your everything. Those things in your physical appearance doesn't bother you anymore. You learn to make peace with your body and your face. Anything that you feel like you're not enough, you will now transform and feel that you are more than enough because you learn to understand and appreciate who you are as a person. Okay, not just that, but you become kind and compassionate to yourself, just like how you treat the people that you love, okay? But maybe more than, you start to love yourself more, you start to be kind to yourself, you're not that hard to yourself anymore, you give more time for yourself and you start showing up for yourself. So that's the most important, is when you show up to yourself. So I'm gonna give you 6 parts of self-love just for me to shred the whole meaning or concept of self-love. All right, so self-love, the first is acceptance. All right, remember in my last video, if you have watched my last video, I talked about growth and self-development, right? And out knowing that my blog is obviously, as you can see, the point of my blog is growth and self-love. So I want you guys to understand that there is a lot of things in life before you walk on the best version of yourself. So I'm just trying to elaborate it from the beginning of focusing to yourself until now, the part that we already emphasizing the growth and the self-love. Okay, so now we are going to shred everything, just like what I said in the earlier. So in the beginning, just for me to give you enough understanding of what self-love is. So the number one that you have to do is acceptance. So just like what I've said earlier, what is self-love? Accepting your flaws, accepting accepting your flaws, accepting everything that you have, those ugly things that you see before, and those people that used to tell you that you are not enough, you are understanding and accepting it to yourself. And nobody can hurt you anymore when it comes to trying to bring you down physically, because you understand your value and you actually see that as strength. Okay, when you appreciate yourself, people may say that, oh, you don't look good enough, but to you, whenever you see in the mirror yourself in the mirror, you see yourself as the most beautiful person in the world in your eyes. Okay, um not being arrogant. This is what we supposed to see ourselves. Okay, we don't we're not gonna walk on earth and start downgrading other people and say that we are beautiful than you. That's different. Okay, so don't misunderstood that. But in our eyes, you must be beautiful. Okay, in order for you to appreciate other person, in order for you to appreciate the world, you need to appreciate yourself too. Because just like what I've said in my most of my video is that you are the main character of your life. So whatever is happening to you is the most important thing, because you are focusing to yourself, not to anybody else but yourself. Okay, so whatever the other people comes and bring for you, you're just trying to invite them in your life. So be mindful about the people that you invite in your life, because once they are part of your life, you are just sharing yourself to them. But you do not have to give the rest that you have. That's supposed to be for yourself. Okay? So going back, acceptance, all right? Acceptance is embracing who you are as a person, embracing who you are when it comes physically, when it comes to your personality. Well, when it comes to that, when you feel like you are not a right person, you can evolve, okay? But you do not have to be so hard to yourself that you have to punish yourself. All you have to do is forgive yourself and start slowly evolving, correcting yourself, and accepting that there are things that you need to correct in your life to become the best version of yourself. All right? So, acceptance is one important, particularly, okay, particularly very important in loving yourself, because how could you love yourself if you don't appreciate yourself, right? You have to appreciate your nose, you have to appreciate your eyes, you have to appreciate everything as you are as a person, including your flaws. Okay, if you don't appreciate having a stretch mark, what's wrong about that? Okay, if you're a mother and you give birth to a child, well, you're supposed to be proud of having a stretch mark. Because number one, having a stretch mark is it's what created you as a mother. You bear a child for 9 months and you gave birth. So you bring life in this world. So you have to be grateful for having a stretch mark. That's just like a reward from the Lord, okay? And the society will think you that that is a flaw, but as a woman, you have a wound, so obviously when you have stretch mark, you gave birth, right? But usually having a stretch mark is from exercising. You were fat before, I'm sorry for the term, maybe you are big before, then you suddenly become fit, then you will obviously have stretch marks, right? So these are just um a remembrance from your hard work, from what you suppose, what who you are before, and now you've changed a lot. So it's just a good remembrance, and society doesn't appreciate that, because the society focuses for being flawless, and they just don't see or appreciate the flaw that a human being will have. But naturally, humans have different types of body. We all adopt in different way. Our body adopts in different way. Some does have stretch mark, some doesn't, but it doesn't makes us less a human. Okay, so appreciate and accept whatever you are from head to toe. If you see yourself getting a surgery, fixing yourself, it's okay. It's up to you if that's what makes you gonna happy to evolve, and that's how you see us. So because us women, we all have our own perception or point of view of how to look, how to look in the future as a best version of yourself. Some people crave to become flawless, to have beautiful nose. When if you have that, if you did that, it doesn't mean you don't love yourself anymore. It's just that you want to upgrade yourself as a person. Okay, so we don't disqualify or discriminate people that wants to evolve their features. However, love yourself and accept whatever you have in your body. Then um from doing that surgery and other stuff that you want to evolve as a person, you could appreciate who you are from the past, even though you have changed some of your physical appearance. So you don't have to hate yourself before. And well, this is a very fragile topic because it's just so confusing to some, but some people love themselves so much and they evolve. Just like, for example, you work out and then there are loose skin in your body. Some people prefer to remove that so that they can actually wear clothes properly. They can fit to the clothes that they need to fit, because sometimes the loose skin just bothers them in their normal days. All right, so acceptance is very important. Accepting who you are physically and your personality. You don't have to be hard on yourself. You just need to work on it, and be patient to yourself, and slowly you evolve and you become whoever you want to be in the future. All right, when it comes to personality. Okay, number 2 is compassion. You are compassionate to yourself. You are more gentle to yourself. You are more kinder to yourself. Just like what I said in the beginning, acceptance about your personality. When you are kind to yourself and you're more compassionate to yourself, you understand yourself more in terms of personality. So, you understand that there are no perfect people in the world, including me and you. So we all make mistakes. Every day we evolve. Every day we grow. And you just have to take that as a lesson. And you have to be kind to yourself that you are not perfect. And you have to keep moving forward. When you move forward in life, you bring the lesson with you. So every day you evolve, okay? When you evolve every day, you learn so much more in life. You learn so much more in yourself. And through that, just like what I said from my past blog about self-development and self-growth, whenever you learn something about life and you start loving yourself, accepting your flaws, accepting who you are, then you become an outlet. You become a blessing to others because you learn that from yourself. And when you learn something and you know something, you can share it from the others so that they can also love themselves. Right? All right. So be more gentle and kinder to yourself. Remember that there are no perfect people in the world. You can never be perfect in this world. There's only one perfect, but the Lord Jesus Christ. He is very perfect. He created everyone in this entire universe. If you don't believe in Him, that's fine. Okay? However, I'm just being so redundant about that. It's hard to say all these things because we don't have, all of us don't have the same faith. However, this is my faith, so it's up to you if you don't believe in Jesus or whatever. But if you do, Praise the Lord, all right? So be compassionate to yourself. Even God teaches us to become compassionate to ourselves and to be kinder to ourselves, because we cannot just pressure ourselves to things. All right? Learning is a process, and the first step that you will do from learning is counted as self-love. It means that you are ready. You are accepting to evolve in your life, okay? The next one is boundaries. Okay, this one is a great topic, boundaries, because some people doesn't understand boundaries. Okay, there are people that will actually want to know all the things in your life. And I'll give you an example of social media, just like what I'm doing right now. There are artists out there, or there are influencers out there that people are so intrigued about, about their life. They want to know everything about their life. But if you love yourself, you will learn how to have boundaries. You will understand what to share and not what to share in people, because you respect your own personal space, okay? As well as your life. So having boundaries is very important. It includes in friendship or relationship. It doesn't mean that you are best friend with that person or that's your family, you should tell anything what is in your mind or every. You're supposed to respect your own boundaries, and you have to be cautious. I'm not saying that you don't have trust. You just learn to understand the meaning and the value of trust. Okay, so trust is not for free. People supposed to get your trust and gain them, because trust is a big part of you as a human being. It's priceless, okay? Once you gave trust to that person, it means you value that person. Whoever he is or whoever she is in your life, once you put trust on that person, there is love, okay? You won't trust anybody if there is no love involved, right? And in a deeper way, I'm talking in a deeper way. You will not share your life, you will not share who you are, including as your daily life. You're not gonna share that to whoever they are if there is no love included. So just be cautious about trusting, because trust is a very valuable thing that you have in your life. Okay, it's something that you don't have to have for free. They need to work on it, okay? You need to value it. You need to give it more importance in your life. And when you give more importance to trust, you understand what boundaries is. Okay, for example, you have a friend and that friend didn't stay for too long. You trusted that friend. You gave all your information to that friend, and suddenly that person threw it all over away. So to us, we will say that, oh, we don't care. She said whatever she wants to say. It doesn't matter. We all been there. We all been there. So don't get me wrong. In this time, when you love yourself, you learn to become more cautious about what you're saying to other people, because you value your privacy, you value your life, you value your trust. Okay, so having a boundary to anyone in your life, including your spouse, including your family, including your friends, is very important. So also you choose the people that you have in your life. You cannot just um, let anybody come in your life and then they start messing you up. Okay, if you love yourself, you actually value that. You choose the people that is going to be a part of your life. Like, okay, let me tell you this: whoever your friends are is who you are. That's actually for real, because every day you talk to those people, you talk to that friend, you talk to that person, then suddenly, if you have noticed this part, you actually adopting their ways already. I'll give you a good more example. In a fruit, for example, you put a fruit in a fruit that is already um, molding. It has molds already and it's already rotten. Okay, if you put that fresh fruit together with a rotten fruit, what do you think will happen the next day? It will start rotting as well. All right, so whoever you put in your life, be mindful, because you don't know what they're going to bring in your life. Okay, so you have to be very mindful and very cautious about those people, and you have to value your trust. So have boundaries. Boundaries is very important of self-love. Once you have boundaries in self-love, you are starting to respect yourself. Okay, so number 3, is it already 3? Oh, it's already 4. All right, number 4. Okay, self-care. Right? Self-care. So obviously, we already know what self-care is. All right? Self-care is not only taking care of yourself in your face, okay? Maybe you just think that, okay, I'll just buy this skin product and stuff, and I'll put it every day, every night. That's already self-care. That's not only self-care, okay? That's common. That's very common in self-care. Self-care goes to, that's number 1, taking care of your skin, taking care of your physical appearance. But number 2 is as well, you take care of your body, okay? You take care of your health, and you take care of your mental health. You start focusing to the things that is very important in and outside of yourself. Okay, so that's self-care. Even if you don't have mental issues, you need people that actually supports you, that you trust. Okay, be careful, that you trust, that you can share your things, even the shallow ones. You can actually express yourself, because it's a part of self-care to have a people that actually appreciate and love you. You can actually talk to them, so it releases all those things that you want to release in your chest. You can actually express it. Then it's actually so good in the feeling. Like, it feels so good to share your things to someone that actually understand you, and it helps your mind too to process more if you release a lot of that. Because in the future, if you don't release stuff like that, it can create trauma or sickness or stress. Or, stress is very scary um feeling. If you kept that inside you, it becomes sickness. It becomes severe. It just goes everywhere. It can affect your heart. It can affect your brain. It can affect your metabolism. So it has to be, you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful when it comes to your mental health, which is stress. Okay? So have someone that you can actually talk to, even the shallow ones. Just distract yourself, talk to them, and express yourself to them, so that you can process yourself. All right, you can cry if you want to cry. You can cry. Okay, it's better, because you don't want to keep that inside you. All right, mental health is important on self-care. Going to the gym is part of self-care. It also helps you mentally. I've said this so many times on my blogs. If you are my subscriber, you know this, okay? Because I have said this a lot of time, that going to the gym will really help you when it comes to mental and physical, okay? It doesn't only focuses in physical appearance. It's just the icing on the cake, all right? But the focus of gym is actually teaching you consistency, patience, and mental to focus and to achieve the goals that you really want. All right. So the fit is just, you're just becoming fit because you are doing it consistently. You become consistent, so the reward is having a good fit body. All right. Also, give yourself pamper time. Okay, if you have extra money, go to the parlor, or give yourself a good book yourself with a good massage, or make your nails, whatever that makes you happy, that will actually take care of your body. Because we all have our own point of view of how we fix our physical appearance, right? Some of us get nails, massage, or get makeup. Putting makeup is actually therapy. If you love makeup as a girl, as a woman, you can actually do that on your free time. Just put makeup, take picture of yourself. It will make you feel better. Okay, it boosts your confidence, and in so many ways. Just take care of yourself and give yourself time to look good, because looking good, this is like just like what I said about my past video on self growth. Physical appearance is very important. When you look good, you look well maintained, then it shows that you really give importance to yourself. So giving importance to yourself is valuing yourself. So that's self-love. All right. So number 5, positive affirmation to yourself. Be careful about how you talk to yourself. All right. You don't have to talk to yourself that, oh my God, what did I do? I'm so stupid. Our subconscious mind don't understand those things, okay? They just pick up whatever we say, they just pick up and remind it. We don't know that we're already absorbing it. So you see yourself already as a stupid person, okay? So sometimes you have to be very mindful about what you're saying to yourself. I am beautiful. I am smart. I am I'm a money magnet. I am so blessed. Every day, every time I wake up, my life is just a blessing. I radiate blessing in this life. So just have or write it in the book, okay? Get a piece of paper, write those things, the affirmation that you want to say to yourself. If you have a journal, good, because journaling is very important in self-growth and self-love, okay? If you want to become the best version of yourself, journal is very important. Write the things that you want to say to yourself every day. You don't have to memorize it. If you want to memorize it, fine, much better, because you can just say it to yourself anywhere you go. However, in the morning, have a ritual, okay, that you say these things to yourself, because it actually gives you the energy. It boosts your confidence. You become different. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just an energy that you radiate to yourself, and when you speak things like that towards yourself, your yourself actually pick up, it absorb, and mentally your subconscious mind will program that you are that person, okay? So we're done with positive affirmation. All right, so the next part is growth, just like what we talked about in our last video. Growth, so that's the biggest part of self-love. Growth, which is growth. So when there is growth, when you appreciate what you are encountering every day in your life, you see it as lesson. You see it as something that can make you evolve as a better person. Then you understand what growth is, and when you understand what growth is, you start valuing your life, you value yourself, you value your existence, you value your blessing, you value what God's give you every day. You are grateful, okay? You are, okay, let me add that from positive affirmation. You actually need to wake up or pray or whatever and be grateful to whatever you have every day, even in the water, even in food, even in the smallest thing. You have to be grateful so that when you have the biggest blessing, it feels so much better, okay? You are more you it when a person is grateful, it makes you deserving for what is bigger that is has to come, okay? So growth, going back, growth is very important, because when you have growth, you are understanding the value of life. You are seeing the sense and the journey of life. Like every day you get mistake, you see that as a lesson, all right? You don't see that as failure. Failure is not the opposite of success, but it is a part of success. When you fail, you understand that it is a part of your success, in the journey of your success, because when you don't fail, there's no lesson. When there's no lesson, you don't know where to head to whatever success you want to do, or whatever success you want to become in the future. Okay, so for example, you want to become the best entrepreneur. Okay, and in the entrepreneur world, there are a lot of business person that fails a lot, but they have never give up, and right now they're already billionaires. Okay, so be mindful about growth. Don't see yourself as a mistake. Okay, because some people say that I always fail, I'm a big mistake. If you think like that to yourself, you generate it, you will radiate it to yourself, your subconscious will pick up and you think that you are a failure. So that's where depression comes. Okay, so you have to be very cautious about the things that you think to yourself. You have to be very mindful about how you treat yourself as a person. You need to be loving and kind and compassionate to yourself, that there is no perfect people in the world, that failure and mistake is part of being a human being, because whenever there are failure and mistake, there are growth. Okay, when there is pain, there is also growth. That's where you're gonna learn everything in this life, from failure and losing. Okay, because if you don't have losing and failure in your life, that doesn't make you a human being. Every human being went through that. Even Jesus himself, when he became a human, he went through mistake and failure in his life. And he saw pain, experienced all those things that we experience as a person right now. Okay? Self-love is very important. Okay? It's not being self-centered. It's not being a narcissist in your life. You are not a narcissistic person for loving yourself. You are just valuing yourself. You're understanding who you are as a person. And when you do that, you see growth. Okay? You see how beautiful life is when you appreciate who you are, not only physically, but as well as spiritually, mentally, and the rest follow. All right, that's all I'm gonna tell you on this vlog. I hope you learned something about this video, and I'm gonna see you again on my next video. Thank you so much for watching this. I love you, angels, and I really hope that I'm gonna see you again on my next video. I love you so much. You got this, and keep loving yourself and keep growing. Okay? Goodbye.